Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or just learn from the market. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at the VIX, and we have a lot of support areas or we're in like one of them congestion places is what I like to say, right? So we're moving sideways. Where are the trouble places as of now for the VIX? We are under the 5 EMA. Again, let's go back to our 30-minute chart. We are under the 5 EMA. However, we're finding support here at 1911, right? So we're back to the upside. We will need to break back above the 5 EMA 1912, which is not far away. But look at all of the 1915, 1917, 1920, 1924. So it will need to break above all of this area. So I'm going to put an alert. It will need to break above all of this area. Now, if we break above that, or break through that, just know that we could possibly have trouble here around 1936 and then in 1940. If we break 1940, 1949, if we break the 1949 area, 1958 or 1956, which is right where our ATR trailing stop is, in my opinion, that could be very strong support, a very strong resistance. Now, if we break this 1936 area, we could very well come back up to this 1994 area, which is the 200 EMA. Now, if we should break that, which it wouldn't be surprising, the $20 range would be, the next resistance area for the VIX. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break under, this 1905 area, we could possibly find support around the 1896. And as you can see, this is where the bodies of the candles are here. 1896, under that we could probably find support at 1886 and again at 1871. Again, I look at the VIX because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. Normally when the VIX is up, the SPY is down, and when the the very opposite of that. So looking at the SPY closed at 582. Interesting, we had a high yesterday at 586. The SPY is just being, it's being a little bit different, right? It's moving, making higher highs. The question is, are we going to have this huge sell-off today? It's Friday. Well, in the market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Where are the trouble places as of right now for the SPY? It seems like we've been trading in this zone here and having trouble at the 584.03, which is the ATR trailing stop. We've hit this a few times, so we're going to break through it this time, right? So 584.03 is going to be a resistance place for the SPY, or trouble place. 584.11, 584.20, 584.67. If we break the 584.67, we could possibly have trouble 584.90, 585.05 or 85.06. 585.29. Those are going to be trouble places for the SPY. Now, if we break that 585.29 area, we could possibly have trouble at 585.56 and again at 585.74, 586.03. Those are going to be trouble places for the SPY to the upside. Now, if by chance we break under this level of 583.45, we could possibly have trouble here at 583.35, and we've come to this area before and bounced. So I would definitely watch this 583.35 area. If we lose that support, we could have trouble around 583.11, again at 582.82 and 582.51. Those are going to be trouble places or support places for the SPY. Under the 582.51, we could possibly find support at 582.20. 581.79, which is close to 581.65, which is the 200 EMA on this 30-minute chart. And again, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade or before I get in the trade, I need to know really where my trouble places are, right? So we will come back to the SPY. We are now looking at Tesla, and Tesla closed at 220.89. As you can see, we bounced off of this 218.93 only to come back to this area. So trouble places for Tesla as of right now. The 219.68 is our support area. I'm going to use the 5 EMA as my resistance, again on a smaller scale. 219.96 is the resistance area. Yes, price came up to this, but look where, we're still under the 5 EMA. So again, the trouble places for Tesla, it would need to break 1, 2, 3 layers of resistance, which was around the 220.83. So if Tesla break above that 220.83 or 220.90 area, we could possibly have trouble here at 221.72, again at 221.96, 222.59, which is that ATR trailing stop here. If we break through the 222.59 area, we could possibly have trouble at 222.82, 222.98. That's a strong resistance area, in my opinion, for Tesla here. Now, if we should break this level of 222.95, we could possibly have trouble here at 222.93, again at 224.26, 224.57. If we break that, then 224.88 for Tesla is a 200 EMA. Again, on this 30-minute chart, we could possibly have trouble in that area. Now, if by chance we break that, we can come up to 225.21, and if we break that, we could possibly have trouble at 226.13. Now, to the downside for Tesla, if by chance we break under this 219.68, or I would say around the 219.30 area, if we lose support in that area, 218.93, again at 217.99, 217.30, 217.12, and 216.05, 214.89, and again here at 214.57, under 214.57, 213.98. Those are going to be trouble places for Tesla to the upside and to the downside. And Tesla normally moves, disregard that, $10.32 per day on average. And again, that is an average because Tesla normally exceeds its ATR for the day to the upside or to the downside. So let's look at Apple. Apple has been interesting, right? So as of right now, we closed at 232.15. We've made a pre-market high here of 236.99. I like to mark those highs because at some point it's going to come back to this area and it could very well stop us out, or we can have trouble in that area. And it looks like we've had trouble, here. So again, where are the trouble places for Apple as of right now? Back to the downside, I would definitely watch this area of 235.32, again around 234.75, under that 234.75, 234.41. I would watch those areas for, that could hold us or stop us or prevent us from going further down, right? Support areas. 234.08 is where this ATR trailing stop is. So I would definitely watch this level for Apple back to the downside, 234.08. Now, if we lose that level of support, 233.64, under 233.64, 233.22, which is here, 27, 233.26, which is right here, and this is like the 50 EMA and another level of support for Apple, which was our resistance before. So yeah, if you trade Apple today, it should be interesting. Why? Because we've already gapped up pre-market, and these are just places that we could possibly have trouble coming back to the downside. 232.61, under 232.61, 231.72. Now, if we lose that 231.72, 231.42, and 231.05, those are places for Apple that I would definitely watch for support areas. And again, let's see how much Apple normally moves per day. It's $4.50 per day, and that could be in either direction. So if you trade Apple today, y'all know I always say trade carefully in the market. Anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. So we are now looking at AMD. AMD closed at 156.25. You see here we are trading in a gathering spot here. Prices just gathered in this area. So where are the trouble places for AMD? We would need to break back above this 50 EMA. We could possibly have trouble here at 158.02. If we break that level, 158.21, 158.50. Now, if we break the 158.50, we have the ATR trailing stop at 159.05, which is here. Above 159.05, we could possibly have trouble at 159.19, again at 159.48, and I need to get that off, 159.48, which is here, 159.52, or if we break that level, 159.87, and 160.07. If we break 160.07, we could possibly have trouble at 160.38. So those are places to the upside that I would watch for AMD. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break back under, this level here of 157.29, we could find support at 156.75, 156.18, 155.54. under that 155.54 area. We could possibly find support at 155.10 or 154.84, under 154.84, 154.08. So those are trouble places for AMD to the upside and to the downside. So if you trade AMD today, trade carefully. Trade carefully. So we are now looking at NVDA. NVDA closed at 136.93. It too, it's trading in a gathering spot for us. As we can see here, price is just gathered in this area. So immediately my eye goes to this area. So as of right now, our support is here around 138.08. Resistance is around the 138.55 or 57 area. So we are basically just trading in this zone. So where are the trouble places for NVIDIA? Above 138.55, we could possibly have trouble at 139.12. If we break that level or break through that level, 139.50. If we break through 139.50, 139.99. If we break 139.99, 140.38. Now, if we break the 140.38, we could possibly have trouble at 140.89. And that is to the upside resistance, right? So to the downside, if by chance we break under this level 137.66, we could possibly find support here around the 137.14 or the 137.25. Let's say 137.25, then 137.14. Under that 136.67, 136.42, 135.68. 134.99, which is where this 200 EMA is, and a previous resistance. Now our support area at 134.91. So I would definitely watch this area for NVIDIA, 134.91. Under that, 134.44, and again at 133.70. So if you trade NVIDIA today, these are the areas that I would watch as support and resistance, or what I like to say, the trouble places, right? So let's go back to the SPY just to see where we are. And it seems as if, the SPY is still just having some issues at this ATR trailing stop, which is the 584.03. So again, if you trade the SPY today, I would definitely watch that area. But y'all know I always say in the market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. So always have a plan. And once it goes against your plan or go against your why, get out. Live to trade another day. Have the discipline to trade, to get out of your trades. And if you don't use a stop loss, make sure you do a mental loss or whatever it is that you choose to use, but just have the discipline to execute your plan. So yeah, y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. And if you could, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. Until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.